Look at the light settings on that bike. That's cool looking, you know what I mean?
You want to go fast?
What's up, y'all? So we received a moped style e-bike that has a aerospace frame, a 6061 T6 aerospace frame, was supposed to make it more durable. It has a 48 volt 18 amp hour battery advertised to take you 50 miles of charge. 50 miles is, I think, on par with 18 amp hours. It has a 750 watt motor with a 1200 watt peak. This bike is the, I'm gonna try to say the name, I think it's AOTOS FLUX X26. I don't know if this is the pro version. They have a regular X26 and they have the pro version. We're going to find out which one we got. Now, this bike came on a crate. I don't know if y'all can see the crate here, but usually that means it came pre-assembled quite a bit. Hopefully that's the case. I guess we're going to find out. Now, this bike weighs 112 pounds. Maximum weight of the rider is 330 pounds. To purchase this e-bike, feel free to use my link and my code in the description below to get a discount. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbox this, put this bike together. We're going to go through all of the features. And then me and my brother and fellow e-bike connoisseur here, we're going to test out the speed, test out the range, and see is this the best maybe moped style e-bike that we received this year, and see if the body of the bike helps us maneuver the bike better, if it really improves your bike ride, you know what I mean? Also, I am still doing an e-bike giveaway. You want to be included in the giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel, you have to live in the US, you have to comment below on what type of e-bike you want. You want a moped style e-bike like this one, you want like a portable folding bike. Comment below on what kind of e-bike you want. Subscribe to the channel. When I get to 40,000 subscribers, I got a lot of subscribers last month. I got like 400. So when I get to 40,000, I'm sending one of y'all the e-bike. Man, this is probably the biggest box we've ever gotten. No. So this is how the bike came. We just took this part of the box. It was more of a wrapper. We just kind of lifted it, lifted the box up. A lot of wrapping on the bike though, so I highly doubt that anything is damaged. Like they even tried to protect the wheel. So this is what the bike looks like without the wrapping. We're keeping it on the crate still just because it's cool to get a bike on this crate. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. Speaking of kind of cool, look at this bike, man. It's probably the best looking bike we got, but let's put it together first. Let me not get too excited. So it looks like we're gonna have to put the rear light on, put the handlebar on, which is already connected via wires. We have to put the seat on, pretty long seat too, but I'll measure it later. We got to put our front wheel on, which is a 20x4 front wheel with a CST Scout tire on it, and this is a street tire. It looks like has a nice amount of grip on it though, but I like CST tires because they do tend to have a grip on them, but the durability is like 50-50, honestly. But we're gonna put our front rack on. Bike also came with a box. Let's see what's in the box, starting with our manual. Honestly, the instructions are kind of scarce. Maybe the instructions are online or on their YouTube channel. All right, so let's see what else is in this box. I guess this is I don't know what this is. On the front fork. Okay, I got you. All right, I think that's to put our handlebar on. So they gave us a decent wrench. You can put the multiple heads on there. Our battery charger, to charge our 18 amp hour battery, or is it 21? Is this the pro or the regular? Of course, our pedals, which are labeled. The headlight was already installed, and we've never had a headlight like that on a e-bike before. I'm starting to think they didn't give us a lot of instructions because a lot of this is self-explanatory. Front wheel, for example, this axle that came with it, you just unscrew it and then put the wheel on and screw it back. looked like a screw was missing. There's a screw that we need to put this front fender on, and we don't have it, so I'm gonna have to go to the Home Depot or Ace Hardware store to hopefully find that screw. So we have to connect these blue cords together, this one with one that's buried in here. And it's kind of hard to get up here to connect it together. So y'all just look out for that. So we took the zip tie that was here, we just cut it, and that way this blue cord can now go down here. I don't know if bro was able to do it, but he was able to finally connect that wire there. That's the one that was giving us so much problem. So we got the bike put together, one of the easier bikes to put together. Took us about, I would say, 25 minutes. This bike is pretty long for a moped style e-bike. It's about 5 feet 9 inches from wheel to wheel here. A lot of that is being taken up by the seat. That's a nice long seat we have in the back. A lot of surface area there. The handlebar, which is kind of adjustable, you can adjust the angle a little bit. Where we have it now is about 3 feet 7 inches from the floor. The seat and its distance from the floor is about 2 feet 9 inches. By far one of the more unique looking moped style e-bikes that I've reviewed on this channel. Almost look like a, I don't know, like a futuristic AI bike. Let me know what y'all think of the design. Look at that suspension. Yeah, embedded in there is a coil suspension. I like coil suspension over like air suspension because I think it gives you better rebound. And that suspension is like moderately long. I say it's about 7 inches. Give y'all a look at this rear suspension. Have a look at this footboard that came pre-installed. Have a look at our rear and front 180 millimeter hydraulic brakes. Not sure the brand. We did take the bike for a quick spin, but we haven't went off-road yet. I guess we're gonna go ahead and do an off-road test, but these are not really off-road tires again, but they do have a decent amount of grip on them. So we also have this front fork suspension. Doesn't look like you can adjust the compression of the suspension. And I am curious on whether this front fork is gonna be bumping up against this handlebar here. I'll give y'all a look at this front suspension. Again, this bike has a really long bike seat. It's about 2 feet 1 inches long here. And it's about 7 inches wide, and the seat is pretty comfortable. Not too firm, not too soft. It's like right in the middle. So right here in front of your seat, look like we have, I think this is like a storage compartment. Look at that. And then in front of our bike trunk, I guess, we have some USB that you can use to charge your phone. Now let's talk about this battery. I'm not sure if this battery is standard or not. Right now I'm only seeing it on the AOTOS website. They do have battery replacements though, so that's good. And you can get this in a standard version or a pro version. Hopefully this bike battery is standard. I'm not a fan of bike batteries not being standard because sometimes these companies go kaput and you need a new battery. You know what I mean? Where you gonna get the battery from? But hopefully this battery is standard. So to connect this battery, you do have to connect this blue thing here. Okay, we got that in there. You just turn it a little bit and then connect it down. And this is where you can charge the battery. There, if you want to take this battery out, then you bring that loose, and then there's a key here that you can use to lock your battery or remove your battery. Nice wide handlebar, especially for a moped style e-bike. It's about 2 feet 4 inches wide, a little bit longer. Now this bike only has one gear. I'm noticing more e-bike companies are doing that. I'm not a huge fan of a bike only having one gear. Only way I'm okay with it is if it has a torque sensor that's really good, which I believe this bike has, so I guess we'll see about that. So we're not going to go ahead and turn this bike on. I'm going to press and hold the power button over here. Okay. And there is a password that you put in by default. I'm not going to tell y'all what that password is, but if you want to know, comment below. But when the bike is off and the battery's connected, it will, if somebody try to move your bike, you You will hear that alarm, so I guess this bike does have a certain level of anti-theft to it. I'm gonna keep hitting the throttle because by default, this bike shuts down like after 10 seconds. So I'm gonna keep hitting the throttle so that the bike won't turn off on me. We have normal mode. I'm gonna click this plus and minus button over here on my panel. So it looks like we have eco, normal, and sport pedal assist mode. We do have this rocket here, which means you can go fast, but that only lasts for like 15 seconds. So by default, this bike is not unlocked to go at the maximum speed. I'm gonna show you how to unlock it here in a minute, but if you do wanna go fast, fresh out the box, you hit that red button, then you can go fast for like 15 seconds. Your odometer is here. We have ridden this bike a little bit again, and your battery life is here. Bluetooth indicator, headlight indicator. So if I click this button over here on my panel, that turns my really unique looking headlight on. Also turns our rear light on. And that rear light is also a brake light. Looks like we have a horn, which is pretty loud. We have a twist throttle for throttle only. And we have these kind of rubbery, it's like in between rubber and plastic handlebar grips, but feel pretty comfortable. So to unlock the speed, right when you turn the bike on, you press and hold up. So to unlock the speed without having to hit this rocket button, you press down the brake, you turn the bike on. When the bike turns on, you turn this throttle 3 times. So we did notice on our short bike ride that this rear fender kept moving and it kept rubbing up against the wheel. That's because this bike only came with this screw, right? We had to buy this in order to make this really, really tight. So that way we can lift this rear fender up off the wheel and it'll stay there. So there is an app that you can use with this electric bike, and I'm usually hit or miss on apps because if the company goes kaput, who's going to manage the app? You know what I mean? But this bike does have an app where you can do things like turn the bike on. You can change your pedal assist mode. You can you have different ambient light options. You can figure out how you want to apply your light to the different modes and things like that. You see that? But the coolest thing about this app is this, and I've never had this on an electric bike app before. So if you go to settings and you go to pressure info, look at that, pressure info, you can set this up to give you your tire pressure. I've never had that before, so I guess there's like a sensor down there where the tire is, and it can let you know whether your tire is low or not. So I definitely see that being beneficial on a bicycle. And I do have to upgrade this app, but every time I try to upgrade it, I can't connect to the bike anymore. So I think they said they're working on it, but there is an upgrade coming for this app where I think you can adjust things like how many minutes before your bike automatically turns off. Alright, so how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
5'3". What you think of the suspension on that bike?
This bike is nice. I definitely think that the last bike was a lot smoother.
Smoother? Okay.
This one makes a little bit of noise. Whoever manufactured this bike could have did a little better. But it's smooth.
Smooth?
Other than the noises, very light. I feel like it's better for women for sure.
How tall are you?
6'1".
How much you weigh?
230.
What you think of the suspension?
It was a little rough.
A little rough. So we're gonna try these CST stout tires out. I know they're not all-terrain tires, but we're gonna go through some gravel anyway. And quite a bit of slipping going on. It did rain this morning, but kind of to be expected with tires that are not all-terrain tires, but I figured I'd try it out anyway. But pretty durable, I guess. Let's go ahead and brake here. Yeah, a bit of slipping going on, but although these are street tires, I feel comfortable leaning on this bike. I feel like it gives the the road enough grip for you to lean. That mixed with the fact that it's low to the floor and it has a nice wide handlebar, it makes leaning very comfortable for me, and that it has a light frame or a lighter frame. I feel very comfortable leaning, but you lean at your own leisure and at your own comfort. But if you do fall when you're leaning, good thing is you don't have that far to fall, you know what I mean? 'Cause we're not gonna go off-road, test out the tires, but also mainly test out the suspension. And again, I know this is not really an off-road bike, but it does have full suspension, so I figure I'd try to go off-road anyway. Let's see what this suspension is like. Go down here. All right, going up here. Suspension ain't bad, but it is kind of noisy, so I don't know if that's the fenders or what. It doesn't feel like it's the suspension. It feels like it's just something in the body clanking up against each other. I think it might be the front and rear fender because of how they're designed. But I would say the nice wide seat and the comfort level on this bike is helping the suspension. Like, this feels pretty comfortable, even though this is not really an off-road bike. I feel pretty comfortable here, and the bike is not shaking a whole lot. It just sounds really loud. So it's not bad. The suspension's not bad. Let's go down here. That's not bad at all. Scale of 1 to 10, I give it like an 8. Now, I would say for a bike with only one gear, the pedal assist in eco mode and normal mode, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's pretty good. Considering that you don't have but one gear, you can definitely tell that it's trying to take into account how hard you pedal, especially in eco mode. I feel like I can get a workout here if I wanted to. It's not sending me flying. I don't feel like I can ghost pedal a whole lot. But look like eco mode take us to 17 miles per hour. And that's also the case with normal mode. In normal mode, go to normal mode here. It does take off pretty quickly, but then it tries to level out a bit and take into account how hard you're pedaling. I mean, if I was to only have one gear, I have to have a sensor more like this, a torque sensor, you know what I mean, which take into account how hard I pedal. It looked like normal mode take me up to what? 22, 23, 24. Damn, it's almost at max speed there. But normal mode, if you keep pedaling, it does give you a little too much pedal assist sometimes. Let's go ahead and brake here. Oh, great brakes. If they update the app that goes with this bike and includes the ability to change your pedal assist sensitivity, you can have pretty much perfect pedal assist even though you ain't got but one gear. I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. This bike, because the seat is so long, I can scoot back. And my knees are still coming up a little higher than I like. But with a small booster seat, I can do this. And the seat is really comfortable. I've been on this bike for probably about an hour now. I don't feel a whole lot of discomfort. Really wide seat. I like the seat a lot. And this is just a comfortable bike. Easy to maneuver. Doesn't feel very unstable. And I love that it's light. So I don't know. I might be able to go without my hands on the handlebar. I'm gonna try here. Yeah, I guess I can a little bit. All right, and I normally can't on a moped style e-bike with a banana style seat. So I'm not gonna go max speed pedal assist. And again, I think it gives you a little too much sensitivity in sport mode, but I'm gonna try anyway here. See how fast we go. After this turn. And yeah, I am ghost pedaling. And see, I'm pretty much ghost pedaling now. Let's go here. And I'm pretty much ghost pedaling now. See how fast we can go. All right, 24, 25, 27. All right, 27. Looks like it's a hard stop at 27. I'm gonna go max speed, throttle only. And this throttle is pretty gradual, great for beginners. We got up to 22 miles per hour, kind of gradually, not super gradual though. 27. It feels like there's a hard stop at 28, 27.8. So while we're in the streets, I do think this is a great bike for the street. Well, I stand 50-50 on using a bike like this in the streets. Although it is low to the floor, it is kind of light, but I don't feel like the wind is swaying me left or right. It does have all the bells and whistles you would need in the streets. Headlight, rear light, horn, all that cool stuff. But when you hit a crack, the bike does sound, it sounds like it's gonna break a little bit, you know what I mean? So because of that, but that might just be the fenders, I'm not sure, but because of that, I'm kind of iffy on whether I use this bike in the street. But I do think this is a perfect e-bike for more urban areas because it's so compact, even though it is kind of large for a moped style e-bike. It's compact enough to make some pretty short turns, go through some pretty narrow walkways. A lot going on today. And I think because it's light and because you can make some really leaning turns, you can definitely avoid people and things pretty easily on this bike. So I think this is a perfect bike for urban areas. So we're now gonna go max speed, throttle only, up a hill. This is a pretty steep hill, about a 35-degree hill. We're gonna see how much speed we lose going up this hill. It's gonna be interesting because this is a pretty light bike. So, all right, we're going into the hill at 27 miles per hour. Going into the hill now. 25, 24, 22, 21, 20, 19, 20. Okay, so we only lost about 7-8 miles per hour. The standard is usually 8 to 10. So AOTOS X26 Flux. This is not the Pro version. I think the Pro version comes with an extra battery that goes up here. What I like the most about this bike is the comfort. Very, very smooth ride, very comfortable. I love the dimensions and the comfort of the seat. I do think they need to redo these fenders because they rub up against each other. They make a lot of noise, especially when you're going off-road. It makes so much noise you feel like the bike is going to break. You know what I'm saying? This bike I like how light it is, and I like how light it feels, but some pieces of the bike do feel more plastic, so it doesn't have the feel of like a carbon fiber bike. You know what I mean? The suspension was okay. Some reason I didn't think the suspension in the front was going to be that great, but suspension was alright. But again, because of the fenders, it just felt very noisy when I was going off-road. But this is not an off-road bike, so the battery life was much to be desired. I went on a 14-mile bike ride. I did spend 5 miles going max speed pedal assist. I spent 1 mile going max speed throttle only. The rest of the time I was in a normal mode pedal assist, and at 14 miles I lost half of my battery life. So to me that's more like 30 to 40 miles of charge based on my bike ride. I do think they need to ease up on the app usage because when I tried to upgrade the app I was having some issues. And I think they should focus more on the display. Put all of the features on the display. Don't worry about an app so much. And make sure that you can change all of your advanced settings in the actual display, like your pedal assist. And one thing that was annoying is how long it takes before the bike automatically shuts off. Because I think out the box it shuts off after like 15 seconds. So you find yourself logging into the bike if you keep it idle. I do like the compartment they have on the body. That's pretty cool. And I do wish they had several gears on here, but it does have a torque sensor. So normal mode and eco mode was actually okay. Decent bike. I think they need to make some upgrades, and then I think this bike would be great. But as the bike is right now, on a scale from 1 to 10, I get a bike a 6.8. Comment below what you get this bike on a scale from 1 to 10. Any other e-bike you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.